the views have been spectacular so far. Still nursing a Achilles today, but no pain so far. We went to Mike's place, which is interesting. If you're hiking the PCT, you gotta check it out. But we didn't end up camping there or staying for dinner because it kind of gave me a creepy vibe. The host, Mike, obviously a very, very nice guy, walks around with a tail, which is fine. It's just the whole atmosphere is a little odd. And it seemed like it was getting rowdy, and it was only 3, so I knew I was going to have an early morning due to the 18-mile dry stretch we're on right now. So we hiked up to a ridge. It was spectacular. Most of the crew ended up coming up later too, so we're all pretty much together. This is our camp tonight. This is now dubbed Bowser because of this. So it's day 12. Yesterday, day 11, was pretty long, but was probably one of the best days on the trail. In the morning, my Achilles started to act up, and I kind of got into a funk, and by mile like 5, I was like, this sucks. All I'm looking at is the trail, and it's kind of miserable. And then I was like, I looked up, and it was gorgeous. I was like, why am I letting this foot pain that I can't do anything about mess up my day? Because I am in one of the most beautiful deserts, most beautiful hikes in the desert on the PCT in decades. Everything's so green. Everybody keeps telling us, locals, that this is the most beautiful season yet. So I actually chanted it out loud, embrace the suck. And my foot pain was still there, but I kind of smiled when I said that out loud. It took actually saying it out loud. And the next like 2 or 3 miles, I caught up to TJ, or TJ caught up to me. We started hiking with him. His stride was a lot shorter than mine. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to try that. See if it helps my Achilles. Didn't say anything to him, told him about it later, but really shortened my stride, almost covering every square inch of the trail for some of the uphills. And it really helped. And my mindset turned around almost instantaneously after I chanted, embrace the suck. And throughout the day, probably like 4 times, I said it out loud again. And I got to mile 16 point something. There was a cistern and a bunch of dirty hikers. It was a great spot to get water and rest. There was some shade, but it was just hot. And I wasn't like beat up because I'd been taking short strides. I'd been taking it nice and easy. I got some water, rested for a little bit, tried out my feet. And I was like, you know what? In 2 hours, I could be at Paradise Cafe with a cold beer in my hand. I'm doing it. I felt good. Achilles was feeling awesome. So I pushed on the 6.7 miles to the road. And TJ was like, you know what, I'm going to do that too. And by the time the night was over, I had had 4 beers. And literally everybody from that cistern had hiked that 6.7 miles. And we're all chilling at the cafe. Oh, it was awesome. It was a great day. And 23 point something miles to end it on such a great note was pretty awesome. Today, day 12, is hot, but we got a nice breakfast at the Paradise Cafe. And full, I'm hydrated, heading up some hills. But I think it's going to be another good day. I'm looking forward to it. My body and my Achilles and my legs, I think I've reached the tipping point and are going to start feeling better each day. I know I'll have ups and downs throughout the trail, but this morning was the best I've ever felt. And I'm so happy because I was so worried about my Achilles ending my trip. And I don't think it is. So that's enough for me chatting.